Hello World Wide Web, I'm Dr. Shado, the internet personality with the best hair, and it's been a long time coming, but the star of Chucky is finally coming to a close with a review of the 2019 remake of Child's Play, released in... oh, yeah. Well, the point is, remake is a bit of a stretch with this one. While there certainly are major aspects of the movie that it shares with the 1988 original, a whole lot more things have been changed around. Andy's older, Karen's younger, Chucky is an AI-controlled smart device wired into everything in your smart home, like an Alexa with legs and an arm for stabbing people. The heart of the story is still the who am I kidding? Well, the setup is similar enough. Mom gets her kid a new doll, it's alive and spends 90 some odd minutes killing people before the credits roll. It sounds at least like a plan for a decent horror romp, so let's take a look at Child's Play, asterisk 2019, and see if it works out. We open up on a corporate commercial acting as a thinly veiled exposition dump. Well, that's a fantastic sign right there. This would be Henry Caslin, head of Caslin Corps, played by Tim Matheson. He explains to the audience that they are effectively Micro, Tesla, Apple, Google, and not only do they already have all of your household appliances low-jacked, but they're gonna connect it all with the brand new Buddy.
He can be your personal DJ, help tidy up the house, control your entire smart hub system.
So your average home assistance app, except potentially more reasonable. Hey Google, stop trying to kill me! He's even got his own app, and he can help with anything.
Thanks, buddy. I need a Casson car pickup, please.
Your car is on its way.
Well, back in my day, you could order a pizza on the Xbox 360 Connect. Hot pepperoni and cheese with just a few flailing gestures. We didn't know how good we had it. Even better, the baby monitor comes pre-installed this time.
And Buddy's state-of-the-art AI safeguards ensure that your children will always be safe.
Thanks, Caslin. The dark and stormy night is very reassuring. This would be where the Buddy dolls are manufactured. A good old-fashioned Vietnamese sweatshop. If the human rights violations are outsourced, they're no longer immoral. As we see when this poor bastard, Chen, played by Phoenix Lee, is berated by his boss for being a worthless bastard. He is so annoyed at this man's poor work, he's going to fire his ass. Later, first finish up this doll, then don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out.
Whoa! Volume!
So, do I still get my overtime pay? But little did his boss know, he is Hacker Man, and it just so happens that his assembly line was for the chipset, which just so happens to be compiled right on the spot, and he just so happens to know the commands to disable all of the AI safety protocols. An AI with no safety protocols, you know what this means? Microsoft will shut it down in 16 hours. And that's that. The last doll he'll ever have to make is done. Only one thing to do now. I was gonna suggest Biahoy. But the defiled doll is delivered to America, where we meet Karen Barclay, played by Aubrey Plaza, working as a customer service representative.
Nobody told me the fucking doll was ginger.
If you haven't picked up on that in 7 movies, maybe have your eyes checked, I don't know. It's actually even worse, for you see, he means he intended to buy the Buddy 2 model, the blonde one. But Karen informs him that the 2.0 model isn't even out yet, and the fact that the doll is clearly visible in the packaging makes his complaint kinda hard to take seriously.
Thanks.
Thanks for shopping at Zedmart.
Though honestly, I'm surprised she didn't allow his return. Customer service representatives generally err on the side of the customer, no matter how ridiculous, and the man had his receipt, and I don't think he even removed the damn thing from the box. But after a long day of doing a bad job at work, she returns to her apartment building, where we see the janitor, Gabe, played by Trent Rodekop, being creepy enough to let us know he'll be important later, and then, of course, her son, Andy, played by Gabriel Bateman. Before you ask, no, not related to that Bateman.
Whoa, you look like shit. What happened to you?
Thanks.
Well, that's certainly a first impression. They do the standard mother-son thing, bark angrily at each other to exposit as much information as quickly as possible.
You forgot to put your phone down for 5 seconds and feed Rooney.
You mean this busted-ass phone that we're replacing for my birthday?
Dude, I've already been working doubles to try to get you a new hearing aid.
And it already cost enough for the move, especially on one income after your father got killed in that traffic accident after trying to run from the police when he started stealing cable to watch 20 hours of Shrek on a dare from his friend Fred from Ohio.
This is my primary source of education.
Oh my God, I never thought about it like that. Let me see what your education has been getting you up to.
Honestly, at this point, I'd rather them stop blurting random exposition at each other and just go back to the vulgarity for no apparent reason.
Oh my God, I cannot escape this doll.
You know what? Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I know what kind of writing we're dealing with. I've seen this shark before. I know what it can do.
This is staying with me for the rest of the night.
What?
No.
You can't do that. That's the only thing to do here.
Motherfucker! Okay, first of all, you still have all these damn boxes to unpack, but besides that, could you please stop talking like that and at least pretend to be human? But she wants Andy to make some new friends. So, hey kid, why don't you run out into the streets of Chicago at night, all alone? Either she wants him to socialize or she wants to collect the life insurance, I don't know. But now she remembers he's supposed to unpack and tells him he actually doesn't have to unpack if he tries to make some friends. And so he does. Later. City streets after dark are one thing, but social anxiety, that's a whole other beast entirely. So he just fucks off with a phone by himself. Our hero, ladies and gentlemen. Also, our villain, ladies and gentlemen.
And we turned it on, and its eyes were red, and something's wrong with it. It was just weird.
What, did you call a technician?
Yep, here's your problem. Someone set this thing to evil.
Just saying, if your movie's plot can be summarized in a Treehouse of Horror episode that aired before your movie came out, it's not high marks for creativity. Weirdly, Karen does accept this return, and I guess this is the first time she ever did because she's got absolutely no idea how it works, asking her coworker, Wes, played by Amro Majob.
And what do they do with it?
Probably toss it, trash compactor, I don't know. New model's coming out, no one's gonna give a rat's ass about this thing in 2 weeks.
So they won't care if it doesn't make it on the truck, right?
But what's this? The perfect opportunity for the good old-fashioned 5-finger discount. And no, Karen actually, is not a good enough excuse when Kaslan calls back asking you where is that product that you requested that refund for. Wes thinks this is a bad idea, but Karen says he should think of the children, specifically her child.
I had a very productive Sweet 16, okay?
Weird considering you are 20 years older than the actor for Andy, but I guess teen pregnancy would make your backstory even more fucked up, so why not?
Just like that time you banged Susan in the warehouse. How's your wife, by the way? Can I have it? Give it to me.
Okay, so she's an absolute piece of shit who just so happens to be lucky she also works with an absolute piece of shit. What's with these people? What's with this world? How is it populated by... Is it... No? I mean, unless it was ghost written by Rob Zombie. So she gets the doll. You know what that means. That day when Andy comes home from school, he opens the door and finds...
Oh my God. Oh, shit. Hey.
Okay, so is this written by Rob Zombie's cousin? Or... This random tongue enthusiast would be Shane, played by David James Lewis. Therefore, Andy decides to say fuck it and leave. This allows him to have a chance encounter with a completely different character, Detective Mike, played by Brian Tyree Henry. I think he's supposed to be friendly, but right now the most info we got is that he argues with his mom, Doreen, played by Carly Spurk, and this.
She drags me over for dinner every week. So listen, man, if you want to have some dinner, you're welcome to join us, because I could really use the backup, because she...
Yeah, just, met a random kid and can't wait to hang out with him. That is not normal behavior, especially in a world that's even Rob Zombie light. Fortunately, his mother steps in, so Mike plays it off.
We've been getting lots of complaints about some kid out here throwing parties, selling drugs and beer, peddling booze.
Movie, you realize that when you make a joke, you can stop there. There's no reason to just drag it on as long as possible, like this is some kind of Oscar-level writing, and the longer you spend on it, the funnier it gets. So let's just keep on going, over and over, well past the point where the viewer's like, okay man, we get it, move on, but you just won't. You just sit there with the same joke, staring at the camera like, it's funny, isn't it? Isn't it? And you just hang on it, and hang on it, and hang on it. Especially especially when Andy's gotta come home with his mother right away so she can surprise him with an early birthday gift. But as you might recall, it was Andy from the original Child's Play who was super obsessed with the good guy dolls. Andy in the remake doesn't really give a rat's ass. Which kind of makes you wonder how the hell Karen thought this was a home run.
This thing is for, like, little kids now.
Wait, the buddy is for little kids? I get the good guy doll had a very young target demographic, but what the hell is little Johnny gonna do with a robotaxi feature?
Just remember it's refurbished, so it might not work perfectly.
Yeah, refurbished. Refurbished like my old Xbox. They got a broken piece of shit, and then just sold it to some other poor motherfucker. But with only a few pokes of an app, Buddy comes to life.
Hi, are you my best buddy?
Voiced by Mark Hamill, whom, as far as I could find, wasn't initially interested in playing the role, believing that Brad Dourif is Chucky. He's been Chucky, this is his character, and he can't really mess with that. But when they explained the great many changes they were making in the remake, then he agreed. I guess when it comes to fucking up a beloved franchise, go big or go home. He asks Andy his name, Andy says Andy, and then he's got another question for Andy.
What's my name?
Han Solo.
Did you say Chucky?
Of course, Han Solo is a Star Wars character. Mark Hamill did play Luke Skywalker in Star Wars. Very big connection there, nice reference, I get it, that's fine. But if you want me to believe that the doll misheard that as Chucky, maybe have the kid try to name him Chewie. So it's Chucky because reasons. Chucky asks Andy for a command, so he tries to turn on the TV. But Chucky has no idea what a TV is. Seems they need to sync it to the cloud and then try, but it's still acting stupid.
Doesn't work.
God. Okay, this thing is stupid. I didn't know it was that messed up.
No,
I'll take it back.
The hell you mean you can take it back? You paid a grand total of fucking all for this thing. Andy wants his mother to feel better, so swears he loves the busted-ass broken buddy. Anyway, we've had a few scene transitions. It's probably hours later by now. Andy's gotta go to bed, and he brings Chucky with, showing him around, introducing his cat, Mickey Rooney.
He's a total dick, so just don't touch him.
Total dick.
Whoa.
Now, what do you expect out of the characters in this movie? Hell, if your cat could talk, it would tell you to fuck off. Though that's really just cats. Andy's surprised, but that's not gonna get him to stop when he's just about to show Chucky his collection of drawings. Yeah, we never see him draw, but he loves it, making buddy cop team-ups.
This one's Zorro and Medusa.
Or you mind explaining why the hell that looks absolutely nothing like Medusa?
I don't know, it's stupid.
I do not think it's stupid.
Well, you see, Chuck, that's because you don't think.
That's enough for tonight.
For you see, his father died in a terrifying accident running from the police after stealing cable to watch 20 hours of Shrek on a loop after being dead by his friend Fred from Ohio. But Chucky wants to sing the buddy song. And he's like, nah, but...
You are my buddy until the end. More than a buddy, you're my best friend.
Cool, now do Freebird. But that night...
Is it time to play again? Are we having fun now?
No, we're having sleep.
Chucky is being super scary spooky. Through no fault of his own. For once, he didn't pick the soundtrack here. And he begs him to close his eyes, but he just keeps staring, singing the buddy song.
You are my buddy until the end. More than a buddy, you're my best friend.
Man, if only he could remove his hearing aid so he wouldn't have to listen to that quite so much. Which, actually, he already did. You might not have noticed, considering it didn't seem to matter. Because, well, it's one of those fun little vanity disabilities. It only seems to actually affect anything when the movie says so, and it's obviously something that was added last minute, because guess what never fucking matters? But what's this? Andy is taking to Chucky just fine, and he learns by watching Andy. Great job, Andy. Now he's not gonna learn how to wash the fucking dishes. But Chucky's gonna have to stay home while Andy goes to school, which isn't important in the slightest, so he immediately jumps several hours ahead so he can see him come home to find Chucky waiting for him. And he's even got a present.
A busted stick.
Andy. Shh. But that bastardly dastard Shane is there to be a douchebag because he sucks. So Andy takes Chucky and, goddamn, the sun is up for like 20 seconds in this world. Well, he spends his time doing what I love, complaining about the characters in this movie.
He's just gonna end up leaving us. Like everybody else.
I will never leave you.
They might have a point. I've been trying to leave this kid behind for what seems like months. Therefore, Andy and Chucky actually become friends. Andy teaches him new games. But what's this? Mickey Rooney has scratched Andy's hand. Thus, when the kid runs off to treat his wound...
Chucky, stop! You can't do that, okay?
Chucky, you might think anything goes in horror, but believe it or not, there are a few rules. Number 1, no killing animals. Number 2, victims need to have committed some sort of sin to have earned their horror movie death. And number 3, if a kill happens off screen, it doesn't count. Andy tells Chucky, don't hurt people. It's not cool. But what's this? Shane is continuing to be a douchebag.
Except maybe that guy.
Andy, it's kind of hard to perceive you as innocent in all this when you just clearly saw that Chucky is very capable of that. Hell, Andy decides to straight up teach Chucky to be as creepy as hell. Seriously, kid, he's got that down pat. But this hallway exercise causes him to have a random encounter. Phelan, played by Beatrice Kistos, and Pug, played by Ty Casiglio.
It's fucking loud. It's fucking loud.
But what's this? A swearing doll? That is every 15-year-old's favorite toy. Make him say dildo.
So he just does whatever? You can make him do whatever.
Pretty much.
Okay, can I just point out that this is how every robot apocalypse scenario begins?
I'm pretty sure the Terminator franchise didn't kick off with Skynet being asked to write a song about eating ass. Well, it really should have been.
Say dick cheese.
Dick cheese.
Okay, that is the coolest.
But as we see, they were concerned about that for all of 3 frames. So they join Andy in his quest to send chills down Shane's spine. Therefore, as the man grabs beer from the fridge... Ah, please, Chuck. I'm scarier than that taking my morning piss. Oh, when frickin' Adobe's acting up again. This little stunt was enough to make them best friends. And I'm not sure how much time has passed, but I assume this is a supercut of at least a few days of friendship. It's kind of perplexing. The movie doesn't really make it clear when large chunks of time just get jumped ahead in. And it is jarring coming from the rest of the Child's Play franchise, where every single one of those movies takes place clearly just over a couple of days. Andy's real popular. Or at least his buddy doll Chucky, that all the other kids like playing with, considering they can get him to do whatever they want.
Now say this is for Tupac.
Do you want to sing the buddy song?
As long as it's gonna be a crossover with Lil Jon, go ahead.
You are my buddy.
What?
Until the end.
Yeah!
More than a buddy.
What?
You're my best friend.
Okay!
This paragon of virtues would be Omar, played by Marlon Kazadi. Andy decides to call cut on that viral video attempt so we can jump to Andy hanging out with Phelan and Pug in the evening, watching The Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. Or at the very least, a supercut of only the choppy stabby parts. And watches it for the plot, am I right? But this gives Chucky an idea.
Heads up, bitch. Heads
Chucky,
up, bitch. Heads
put
up,
down the
bitch.
knife.
Heads up, bitch.
Andy?
Heads up, bitch.
Chucky! Stop!
What is wrong with you?
His poor innocent mind twisted by the corrupting power of horror movies. Ooh. Chucky's like, I thought it would make you happy, because enjoying watching horror movies is totally the same as enjoying being stabbed to death with a chef's knife. Thus, Andy leaves Chucky alone, while Andy goes off to play with his friends. Ah well, maybe this'll make him feel better.
Shane's such an asshole. Shane's such an asshole.
And Chucky just happens to be recording every conversation in secret so that he may blurt out information at the most inopportune times. I mean, it's either that or the plot screeches to a halt. Therefore, Shane whines about it, and Karen says she's limiting Andy's Chucky time to 1 hour a day. Wonder why she wasn't so strict about the damn phone. Anyway, Chucky gets locked in a cupboard, which of course he easily breaks out of, and...
Chucky, did you do this?
Kitty made us unhappy. Now we can play again.
Chucky! The rules! No killing animals! I don't know whether I should be happy or not that this one happened off screen. Andy decides the best course of action is to dump the corpse in the trash and hope his mother never notices. Real winner you got here. Now, who am I kidding? In this universe, he's still above average in virtue, as Shane walks in like, yep, just boning your mom, kid. So he decides to say, fuck it and leave. I'm guessing more time jumps occurred because next thing you know, he's back from hanging out with friends, but Shane's still here taking a leak.
Asshole!
Oh, Jesus! Oh,
Shane's such an asshole. Shane's such an
oh God damn it! And I guess his mother just completely forgot about that whole only 1 hour a day and I'm locking it in a cupboard thing. Or even more time passing, it's been like 2 weeks, who knows. Shane, of course, does as Shane does, and berates Andy for daring to think badly of him. Doesn't he know how easily his full-grown man-ass could kick the disabled child's butt? Yeah, that's what I thought, you fucking loser-ass kid. Big man Shane wins again.
I hate him. I hate him so much. Why can't he just leave us alone? Why can't he just go away? I just want him gone. I just wish he would leave us alone.
And the plot thread's weak enough, Andy. We lose Shane and we lose our clear antagonist. And they're going to have to work on friendship and character growth. And Karen's at least like, hey babe, maybe don't yell at my kid. You're not his dad. But Shane's Shane, so he's like, I am right and you are wrong. Deal with it, bitch. And leaves, which just so happens to be when Detective Mike shows up, but that'll be important later. First, we see Shane drive off to his loving wife and 2 beautiful daughters. That's right, this evil piece of shit is actually a 2-timing evil piece of shit. Karen was his side hoe all along. But as this is his actual family, he's expected to do some actual work around this house, taking down the Christmas lights. But wouldn't you know it, he slips. Holy shit, where can I buy those headphones? Noise canceling ones I get are never that good. Surprise! Chucky's stowed away in the man's car, and Shane can do nothing but hobble on the ground like both his legs are broken. Okay, checks out. And Chucky uses a thing to grind off the top of his skull, killing him.
This is for Tupac.
Okay, but the next one better be dedicated to Biggie. That's all I'm asking for. Our one and only established police officer character, Mike, is on the scene. Now, there's a bit of an issue with the victim's face, that being fucking gone, but it's easy to ID the man with his handy-dandy ID.
White got dead in a watermelon patch. Poetic.
Oh, but if I chuckle at the horror movie where the runaway lawnmower eats a Hispanic guy, I'm the bad one. But where is Shane's face? Why, Andy's room, of course. Ah! Oh, Chucky, what the fuck? You can't just steal a man's watermelon like that.
Why would I want this? Holy shit, why would you do this, Chucky? I just want him gone. I just wish he would leave us alone.
Oh, I get it. The writers were confused and thought they were doing a Wishmaster remake. So, lock the doll in the closet, then figure out what to do about the whole, face thing.
You beckoned?
What's the problemo?
Show your friends, your 2 closest best friends, your only friends that you've known for all of like 3 days. Yeah, sure, that's a winning strategy, Andy. You can't be bothered to tell your mom about Mickey Rooney, but when it comes to the face skin, you're an open book. Unsurprisingly, they're like, Jesus Christ, Andy, the fuck is wrong with you? Pug is useless, but Phelan has an idea.
We gotta hide the evidence.
In what?
I don't know, it's a face. It's just a skin. It's not really that big, and you can fold it up and put it in your coat pocket or something. I guess they think the watermelon is just as incriminating because they wrap the whole thing up in wrapping paper with an attempt to dump it down the garbage chute. But along the way, Andy is interrupted by his mother and must come up with an excuse on the fly. This is a gift, you see, for Doreen, because she helped with something, somehow, sometime.
I just want to know what it is. Open it.
No, don't.
I'm not certain if he's worried about the face or the fact that he just gifted the woman a fucking watermelon. That's not a real good look there, Andy. Andy says that his birthday is still some time from now, so it would be best for Doreen to wait to open then, on Andy's birthday. She realizes there is more to this, but plays along, trusting his intentions are pure. Puck and Andy freak out about how he's supposed to get in there to dispose of it before his birthday, but...
You guys are worried about the head? You've got a killer doll in your closet, and you know what we gotta do.
File a lawsuit? This is clearly a manufacturer's defect. The litigation would be worth millions, at least. Their plan is considerably less profitable. Andy lures Chucky with promises of playtime, and then the three of them jump the doll! But Andy is too useless to actually follow through. But do not fear, Phelan can rip Chucky's power core out, rendering him powerless! Literally! And likely voiding the warranty in the process. So it's back to operation, let's throw it in the trash and just assume that's the end of it. But wouldn't you know it, the doll just so happens to slip out of its sack and just so happens to be spotted by the janitor, who just so happens to have his very own Robo-Frankenstein basement lab, where he just so happens to be easily capable of bringing Chucky back to life. How convenient!
I'll make a pretty penny on resale once we get you sorted. Time to open you up. Let's see what we're dealing with.
Yeah, sure, alright. Make him alert, aware, awake, and then start performing invasive surgery. What are you, a dentist? Anywho, Mike shows up like Karen. The bad news is Shane was a lying scumbag. Good news is he's dead. Ah well, that's nothing some sulking and wine time can't fix. So Andy gets the fuck out of there and is like, Mike, good to see you, off the clock 2 minutes later. Say, about that time you offered me the dinner, how about yes?
We're good. I'm kidding. Come on.
What do you know? I actually did get a chuckle out of me, and it was in character. But Chucky sees this. How? Well, it just so happens that janitor Gabe is a creepo and a half and has hacked into all of the Caslin products of everyone in the apartment complex. And they're all equipped with live video feeds for some reason. Doreen mentions that she's got the power of Caslin RoboCab at her fingertips, which Andy shows her how to use, and therefore she doesn't need her son at all anymore. She can go to bingo by herself for only 30 times the price.
It'll drive me to bingo, and I don't have to worry about this bozo driving me around. Yes, Andy, you're my new best friend.
Up until you open that special gift of the watermelon doing whiteface. But oh yeah, the gift! Mike notices it. So his mother's like, oh yeah, Andy made that and we're gonna open it. Later, first I gotta head into the other room for a bit. So cue tense scene where Andy clearly has secrets, and Mike muses over the concepts of good and evil, right and wrong, and just who you can trust. Shortly before he gets up to wash the dishes.
Gotta be careful you hanging around in a place like this. Look, you get a bit older, and you start to realize that it's just...
Goddamn colonial crack is at it again. Dumping the face, Andy's like, cool, nothing to worry about now. But in the basement, Gabe is repairing Chucky's energy core of power. Don't ask me how it works. I was under the impression the story took place in modern times. Gabe's tickled pink over this. Chucky's fully functional, able to connect to all Caslin products. And he should fetch a hefty price on eBay. But first, Gabe's got to spend some time making disturbing grunting noises as he ools the secret security cameras in the various bathrooms.
Buddy?
Gotta love when someone is sure to earn their horror movie death mere seconds before it occurs. As Chucky stabs him in the dick while controlling his myriad of Caslin products to terrify him. Eventually, he hops up to get away from the minuscule murderer. But then...
Table saw activated.
He is in a precarious situation, for you see, his table saw is advanced enough to be hooked into the smart home Caslin system as everything else, but somehow also not advanced enough to have the safety feature where if it detects skin, it stops, retracts, or both. Don't test that yourself, but look it up. That feature, it does exist. Or maybe Chucky just say, fuck safety fail-safes, because the heating pipe Gabe tries to hold himself up on goes well beyond the maximum achievable temperature, and down he goes. There we go. Creativity, shock, awe, gore, and a deserving victim. You see, movie? You can horror if you try. But Andy hears a knock on the door.
Guess what Omar got?
Who the fuck are you? Looky here, someone just so happened to leave a buddy doll right outside Omar's door for no apparent reason.
My buddy actually works. I named him Chode.
And Andy has to know this. Why? Do y'all ever hang out? I only remember you from the one scene. It's not important anyway, until we suddenly change sets to Zedmart some non-specific time later. Pug and Phelan are here too, but more importantly, so is Chode. Or should I say, so is Chucky, for the doll uses recordings of the defaced face to taunt him right there in the store.
Oh, God! Turn it off now! What are you doing?
Oh, and Omar's here too, because I guess kids just love hanging around department stores. So they fight, beating the shit out of one another.
Andy, get off him! Seriously! Ah!
Oh, Jesus, Andy, when the hell did you get super strength? Pug's gotta weigh like 3 times what you do. Andy screams, that thing is Chucky. He controls the screens. He is evil. And everyone thinks he's crazy. It's a hell of a thing. I mean, yeah, in the original, the good guy dolls, yeah, they weren't supposed to be able to walk around and do that kind of stuff. So when Andy is talking about them doing that, yeah, you can err on the side that the kid is just making up stories, especially considering he was so much younger. But this is an older Andy, and these buddy dolls are designed to be mobile and do things and control a lot of stuff. And Pug and Phelan are there, and they know what Chucky is capable of. I mean, yeah, they ripped out his batteries, but why are they so quick to just jump on the Andy is crazy train?
Are you okay?
I thought
Andy, where's your hearing aid?
Ah, what a great way to show us just how integral and important to the plot that is. Motherfucker didn't even notice it was missing. But looky here, right next to his hearing aid is Omar's phone, which the kid evidently didn't bother to set a pin or security for whatsoever, so literally hours later, Andy accesses Chucky via the Buddy app, which he easily could have done with his own phone. He did already connect the Buddy app to Chucky before. But looking through Chucky's eyes, what does he find out?
Still can't believe you're friends with that freak.
He's not our friend. Not anymore.
His friends are not his friends, but assholes! Man, thought they really had something together. All those times when they helped him move the dead guy's remains, that's gotta count for something. But where is Chucky off to? Why, stalking Doreen, of course, who flags down one of those handy-dandy robo-taxis to bring her down to bingo. But what's this? It suddenly flies into reverse, spinning her around and undoing her seatbelt as well as deactivating the airbags before crashing. But it's cool, she survived.
I said Pika.
Chucky, you gotta remember, the victims need to earn their death through sin. I get it, you had motive. Doreen wanted to be Andy's friend. You didn't like that. That's great, that's good, but Doreen wanting to be his friend does not make her a bad guy. But of course, Karen has to sit down with Andy now that she found Mickey's collar. The cat missing for like 2 weeks wasn't a big enough hit, but the collar, man, could only mean one thing. Andy's insistence it was Chucky, and that even Doreen is in danger, falls on deaf ears, though. All this, how could you say Chucky is capable of any of that? Chucky's just a doll, despite the fact that, no, Chucky is not just a doll in this movie. If that were the case, then he'd be missing like 90% of his features. But Andy can prove it with the video evidence right here.
Why do you have Omar's phone?
I took it.
Why?
But this is a Child's Play movie, so you gotta remember that hard, verifiable evidence, especially video evidence from the perspective of the killer doll, is completely dismissed out of hand, no matter how insane it would be to do so. As such, she takes the phone to give back to Omar and tells Andy to stop making such a fuss, as he screams that no one is listening to him. He's right, but the writers weren't about to put in the effort to come up with a logical reason for the story to continue, such as we see when Detective Mike responds to the accident. Oh no! I can't believe it! I'm going to be taken off the case because I'm personally involved! But Andy should be fine as long as he doesn't do anything too crazy. On that note, when Chucky taunts him with the television, he has had enough! You ever heard of a remote control, kid? Maybe unplug the fucking thing. It was like that when I got here. Somehow, this outburst has no repercussions whatsoever. Way to use your running time movie. Besides, it's time for the big launch of the brand new Buddy 2. Which also means that, discounting the opening, this movie still takes place over the course of, at least 2 weeks. It's just really weird seeing a Child's Play movie that takes longer than 72 hours. But Phelan notices, hey, Doreen's fucking dead. Going up to Pug, she muses that Andy might be right. Which they already knew, unless they were really going off of the angle that maybe the kid just sleepwalks and goes across the fucking city to wind up at the house that he doesn't know where the guy lives, but he lucked out and ended up there and kills him, murders him, takes his face, and walks all the way home and just doesn't remember any of it. But they need confirmation, so they ask Omar where his buddy is, and Chode is gone! Omar believes Andy probably stole it.
Give me your phone.
Are you gonna steal it too?
Give me your phone now.
That's a yes. Seems for not knowing where Chode was, Omar just didn't bother looking at the device he was holding in his pocket.
Andy.
It appears he is at work with his mom, which is exactly where she said she was going to take him. Even before he smashed the TV. Anyway, there's not really a lot of sets to choose from in this movie. It's obvious enough that Detective Mike figures it out despite having no direct feed to tell him, simply being hinted, hey, remember that missing face? They found it! Just look at that wrapping paper. Ever seen that somewhere before? So while Zedmart preps for the midnight release of The Buddy 2, and the friends show up to save Andy from Chucky...
Come here! Get the fuck down!
Here comes Detective Mike with a tackle! Boom! Looks like I got another disability now, bitch! Karen's like, Mike, what the hell? And he's like, screw you, bitch! No, seriously.
That is my son, okay?
I don't give a fuck that it's your son!
By the time Mike Daddy is done with him, he's gonna be a decoration on your mantle.
Say hello to your new best friend!
Oh, and Chucky is definitely here, in case you were wondering. So that's a fine how do you do. The launch of The Buddy 2 is marred when Wes begins spewing blood all over the customers. So Mike locks Andy to a cart because you can't trust this kid. And is like, shit, that's not good. But then the lights go out. Shortly before everyone's Buddy app begins going haywire. Because Chucky has super wireless powers, using the power of the finger to attack everyone with drones. Oh no, he killed Wes! Again! So everyone screams and flees in terror. But not so fast. Chucky can lock everyone inside. Incredibly slowly, giving everyone the chance to escape. Even Andy, despite the fact that he's locked to a cart and everyone around him keeps dying in horrible, gruesome fashion. As Phelan just swoops in like a goddamn zombie hunter, hedge trimmer in one hand, cleaver in the other. Because not a single other character in this movie is allowed to be badass, I guess. With that, the four of them can easily escape. But wait! Andy's mom is still inside. His friends argue the virtue of saying fuck it and leaving, so they can come back with some help from the outside.
Okay, you're right. Let's go. Okay, come on. Andy! It's my fault. Andy, all this happened, okay? I can't let you guys get hurt.
It seems like the only hope of Andy being the hero in the climax is for him to literally lock Phelan outside the store as he goes and does it. Though I'm still surprised she doesn't just Kool-Aid Man through the wall. Therefore, he takes the hedge trimmer and blade and makes his way into Chucky's lair. Is it just me, or is this giving some serious Ellen Ripley walking through the hive in Aliens vibes? But he finds his mother bound and gagged, while Chucky villain rants how she never truly loved him. Only Chucky could possibly be his friend to the end.
But I won't let that happen. It will be all over soon. Don't worry, Andy.
Hey, they finally used the hearing aid for something. Radio communication. While Chucky is standing in the same exact room as the man. They really did just tack that shit on at the last minute, didn't they? Anyway, Chucky knocks his ass out, but doesn't tie him up or anything. No, that would get in the way of the villain rant.
Open you up, see what we're dealing with. I'm gonna fix you, Andy.
You are my body until the end.
What's this? Andy can distract Chucky with the power of friendship. Pseudo-friendship anyway, as he whacks the doll. But oh no, while this is going on, Chucky is using the ultimate power of the forklift to hang Karen. And he can try to cut the rope, but Chucky is coming. Oh, that is a hell of a way to end it. Yeah, wait, she's alive? Movie. You do realize that when in the gallows, when the hangmen are like, that's not because they're choking. It's because their fucking neck is broken. Anywho, Andy stabs the doll, ending it. Except that obviously didn't end it, so Mike shoots the doll, ending it. Until that doesn't work and Karen decapitates the doll, ending it. For real this time. Therefore, happy ending! Despite all logic and reason, Karen and Mike somehow manage to survive that one. The four friends destroy the doll. Omar's a friend, I guess. And Phelan is just a friend. Remember, Justin Whalen is the only one who is allowed to have a romantic interest. After all this, the incident caused a recall of Buddy 2 dolls. And the important part is that Chucky is finally dead.
A friend. Till the end.
And I guess they're still working their employees to death in the sweatshops. Wonderful. Anyway, that was Child's Play. Asterisk 2019. And I honestly did find myself enjoying this a lot more than I thought I would. But man, that fucking writing. It's honestly a little frustrating because a bad movie that's just bad can be seen for what it is, but a bad movie that actually does legitimately have a lot going for it, but the writing holds it back, that leaves the uncomfortable question of wondering just what could have been. Now make no mistake, it's best to not think of this as a Child's Play movie. That ain't Chucky, it's Buddy, and these certainly aren't Andy or his mom. It's kind of impressive they got Andy's apartment damn near one-to-one here, but that just emphasizes the odd nature of this film. It is its own movie, but it wears the face of Child's Play like a skin suit. But what do I mean that the writing is what really holds it back? Well, simply put, it's an odd mix that sits in between millennial writing and your standard Rob Zombie movie. Jokes are inserted where they just make things awkward, go on way too long, and we're just expected to get behind the characters because that's the job of the audience, while said characters are a menagerie of motherfucking monsters. Rude, deceitful, cruel, and generally walking pieces of shit. Unlike a Rob Zombie flick, there are a couple of exceptions, but nobody's really deep. I didn't even remember any of Andy's friends' names by the end of my first viewing. Pug is a punching bag, Phelan is the real protagonist, and don't you forget it, and Omar is barely in the flick, and when he is, he's an asshole. At the end of the day, while I can go on until the end of the next day nitpicking complaints, honestly, the horror on display here was alright. The acting was decent, the cinematography worked, and despite how wonky the days feel when you try to explain them, if you're watching the movie, the pacing doesn't come off poorly. Honestly, with better writing, this could have been so much more, coming in at 2 fuzzy Chuckies out of 5. Well, maybe Andy was saving the name Chewie for one of those models. At least it would make a little sense. Thank you all for watching. I've been Dr. Shado. And remember, if you give your main character a disability, actually have it fucking matter at some point. Both times, Nico was defeated by stairs, just saying.
Even the hearing impaired don't want to listen to me.